Hi all, this is Carlos Hurtado, and today we're going to see about the first steps with the Loadrunner. Okay, so first, when you download the Loadrunner, it will install different folders. Let me see here, HP server. Okay, it will install the analysis controller and the virtual user generator. Also, it will install the samples. What is this? This is a demo application in which you can practice about the scripting. Well, the first step is to double click in this star HP Web2 servers. When you click there, you will start the server, right? Okay, so now that the server started, you can access that site. But what is that application that it comes with Loadrunner? So we click then in the samples and then in the HP Web Tours application, it will display the application. So basically, it's a site in which you can manage. You have a login. After that, you have some flows that you can execute. It's like a simulator of to make reservations for flights, and you can do like a flow in which you select the departure date. You can select between different flights. Also, you can check your itinerary, all that. Okay, so for this, we have the user and password that comes with the Loadrunner. The user is Yo-Yo, and the password is bin. What is the password? It's bin. Okay. So if we click in login, it will redirect to the next page. Here in the application, maybe you will see that I have some kind of issues with the Java version because it's not like updated to 8, but you can just block that. I mean, for learning purposes, you can omit that kind of issues, okay? So here we have different tabs like flights, itinerary, home, and sign off. Sign off, it will redirect to the first page. Home, it will go to the home. Itinerary, you will see all the flights that you have like book. And flights, here you can do like a new trip. So if we click in flights, it will redirect to a page in which you can select the departure city, arrival city, the dates, the number of passengers. If you want the seating like to be in the window, and also the type of seats. Okay, so we have different options. And as you may know, Loadrunner what do is to record the communication between the client. In this case, the client is the browser, and between the application. So it will catch if we send a request from this page and go to the server, and then the server send a response. All that will be catched by Loadrunner, okay? Okay, so in this flow, we have this data what we can modify, right? Okay, so I want London to LA. You can modify also the dates. select round trip, etc. Okay. So once you're done with this step, you will click and continue. It will display like the available options for this trip. Let's see, let's think we're selecting this flight and then this one, okay? Then we click in continue. Then we have the payment details. So we have the name, last name, street, city, city name, any passenger, credit card, expiration date. Okay, so once it's complete, you can continue to the next page. And here you can see that we have like, where is the invoice? And here is the option to book another. But now that we have like creating or booking this flight, here in the next tab, itinerary, you can see like all the flights that you have created. Okay, the last one is the one we created. And here you have the option to cancel any flight that we check. For example, this one. That's it. Then the next is the home. Here in the home, it will display the home page. And then we have sign off. With this one, you will go out of the application. What else do we have in this application? Okay, we have also the administration link. What is this? In this administration link, we can like we can have different options to set for this application. For example, have you heard about correlation? What is a correlation? Correlation basically is a dynamic value that is sent from the server to the client, and the client uses that value to, for example, to log into an application. It's like a piece of token that the server is assigned to you in order to validate that you are you. So let's see, for example, we have, it says set login forms action tag to an error page. What is this? This is if we record a script and then we execute or we play the script will fail because the server is sending a dynamic value that we have to catch. And if we don't catch that value, the script will fail. Okay, there is correlation, and you can review more about I think in the internet, the network. Okay, let's continue. Okay, now that we had this overview of the application, let's continue with the Loadrunner overview. Okay, so here I had downloaded the last version of Loadrunner, that is 12.53. We're going to use the virtual user generator to generate the script. Run as administrator. It will take some minutes. It depends on the capacity of your equipment, right? Currently, I have like 2 years with this computer, so some of the applications are a little slow. taking some time. Please wait. Seems it's taking time. Here we go. Okay, so now we have to create a script for that application. And the first thing we have to do is to go to File and create new file, new script and solution. And what do we have to do? First, we have to select the protocol. As you may know, the applications come with different protocols. Some of them are HTTP. Some of them are web services, but we have some others technologies like SAP, Cbel, RDP, Oracle, True Client, ODBC, etc. Okay, so for this, as we know, it's a web application, HTTP. But in case you don't know, there are a tool in which you can see where is the protocol that can align to your application. Okay, in this case, it's HTTP. We create a name, demo script, and then we click in create. What is next? The script will be displayed, an empty script. As you may know, in the Loadrunner, we have in each script we have three sections. One of section is the init, then we have the action, and then we have the end. Basically, what we do is in the init we used to put like the login. For some of the application, we have to log in, and then the user had to continue creating like actions. So the login is like executed just once, and then the action is executed several times. So this is a demo script. If you have any doubts, you can send me an email, okay? So in this demo script, we have, as we know, these things that they need. Here we can put the code for the login. We have the action, that is we can put here the code for the action, and then we have the end. like the log off, for example. Well, today we will see the basics. So if you want to record a flow of an application, what you have to do is click here in this button that will record. And then here we have to specify where is the URL of the application. In this case, I already have the URL. You can specify the working directory. And also you can specify in which place do you want to record. For today, we will record everything in the action here. But for the best practice, we used to have here, like in the init, we used to have the login, and then in the action, we used to have the flow. Well, now, what is next? You can select here on recording options. You can select in which way would you like to run. It can be HTML-based script or either URL. For this example, I will select the HTML, and then I will let you know what is the difference. So once everything is is there ready, we click and start. So once you click and start, the application will open in a new Explorer. And the objective is that you can do the flow in the Explorer, all the steps that you want to record. You can see here that we have this bar. It says recording. This button is to stop recording. This button is to pause a recording. Also here says in which part we are recording. Here is the action. If we need to add more actions, you can have here. This one is to insert a transaction. This one to insert text validation. This one to create a comment. As we can see, the application is opening in our Explorer, and basically we have to emulate the flow that we need to script. Basically, we'll receive use cases. So those use cases we have, it says, for example, log into the web application, then navigate to this tab, blah, blah, blah. All that we have to record. In this case, we will record the flow, the business process in which we do a reservation for a flight. So you see here, we have this record, and then there is a number going on. Okay, those are the number of events that Loadrunner is identifying. Once you see that no events or no movement is here, that the number do not change, you can continue with the recording. Okay, since we don't have more, so let's start, okay? We have here Jojo, Bean, and then login. As we can see, we are like now in the next page. Okay, what we have to do, we have to reserve a flight. So we click here in flights. And then we will select like we'll select the arrival city and the departure city. You can omit this message. Is related to my Java version that is out of date. Okay, so we have the departure city, arrival city. So we can select some random values here. You also can change the date. Number of passengers. You want the window or ISO, the type of seat. Once you have this completed, you can click in continue. We redirect to the next page in which you can select the flight. Imagine we select this one, then we click continue. Then there is a payment details, so the user had to fill out all this information. And then the user click continue. So now we have reserved this flight. We have this screen. Here's a message if we want to book another. We don't want, so we click in sign off. Once the recording is complete, you have to click in stop recording. And once the recording is stopped, you will see that the generation of the code will be in process. As you may know, in Loadrunner we have two kind of correlations that are the dynamic values that we catch. We have automatic correlation, that is a correlation that Loadrunner automatically identifies. And we have manual correlation. It's a correlation that is not identified by Loadrunner, so we have to record the script two times, and compare what is the output. So once we have that, we can identify any dynamic value that is appearing. And once we identify that value, we have to correlate. Here, Loadrunner has this is Design Studio. Here we can see after each recording what are the values that Loadrunner thinks that are correlation. We have welcome, flights, or round trip. All that are not correlations, but Loadrunner is taking that in that way. So, but the first one seems that maybe can be a correlation. It's a number with a string, so it can be used like a correlation or a dynamic value of the server. So for this example, we are not correlating anything. We click in close, and we can see that we have the script there. Why there is no code? Because we are in the end. We record in action, so all the code should be here in action. And here you will see some kind of instruction like web add cookie. There is we're adding the cookie of the site, the URL, the index page, the URL of the page, some extra resources, then some other page, login. Here we have the values that we provide, Jojo and Bean. Then we have here other actions are flight button. We have some think times. The think times, as we know, is to emulate the time that the user takes to do an action. And so on. We have for each page, we have here a code, no, reservation. Here we can see the values that we sent, etc. So this is a basic process to record a flow in an application. So if we click in play, Loadrunner will try to run the process by himself. Results of the execution will be stored. Okay, here. So it opens a window, and then it's like the execution window that has a delay like from maybe 0.5 seconds, in which we can see the actions that we are doing. Here my computer is a little slow because it's like my RAM is like limited. Here we can see that the application is there. We have some XMLs. And we can see that fail, or that the script will fail. I mean, it mark it as passed. It marked as passed, but if we saw the window that opened while it was like running, it generated an error. It says that we reach a page in a wrong way. Here we have a report. We click in action because we have the It says that we don't have errors, but we have one error. They show us that we don't have any validation there. Okay, we click here in the runtime viewer. We can see that after the login, it says you have reached this page incorrectly. But user session, blah, blah, blah. So what this error is generating here? The error is generated because the server is sending a dynamic value and we are not catching that value. So once we don't assign that value and we proceed with the flow, then the script fail. How to fix it? That is called correlation. So here in Design Studio, each time we finish the recording of a script, it analyzes for correlation or dynamic values. Here we have the value that we told it was a correlation that was identified by Loadrunner, okay? So in order to correlate this value, the only thing we have to do is select the rule. And once it's selected, you have to click here in correlate. Automatically, that value will be correlated. It says correlation applied, okay? For this example, it's very easy because Loadrunner is identified that thing. But there are some other times in which Loadrunner does not identify any correlation. And if the script is failing and failing, what we have to do is record the script once, then record again, and then validate what is sending the server. And here we can check all the communication of the server and then compare those files. Once with the comparison, we will see if we have any dynamic value that we have to correlate. Okay, for that option, when you have two files, what you have to do is go to the runtime settings and then enable the login to extended log. Here in the runtime settings, we have here in general, we have the log is here. If you click there, it says enable login is enabled. And then the tail level is standard. We have to click in extended and then the return by server. With this option, here you will see all the communication of the server in your output. Okay, so now that we correlated the dynamic value, we click again in replay. I hope this time we'll not have any error. Here we can see that the script is successful. The first one also was successful, but it was because we didn't have any validation. Now if we go to a runtime viewer, we can see that we have the login. Sorry, let's go back. Okay, we have the login. After that, we put the login, we had the XML. It's reviewing something about the explorers. After that, we have a welcome, right? It means that we don't have any error this time. We are accessing the application in a good way because we catch the correlation. Okay, so now you have a script that is working fine. Here's the sign off. You can add also some comments here through the keyboard. Once we have the script that is like already recorded and is not failing because we identify all the dynamic values, what is next is to create transactions. As you know, we are in performance, we used to look for the response time. So if you want to record how much time is taking the login, how much time is taking after you click the button reserve, we have to add transactions to those flows. Also, other topic that we have to review is the parameterization. There are some values, for example, in which, for example, the user and password, all these users can be parameterized in order to run the flows with different data. And here in these parameters file that we have here, we will see all the parameters that we have for the script. In this case, we don't have any. Well, I think that is all for today. This is all regarding the basic process to record a script. We already cover automatic correlation, and wait for the next videos about parameterization and manual correlation and what else? And yeah, and to insert transaction in the script. That's all for today. Thank you.